Namaste. I'm on a mantra kick, evidently, and mantras are an instrument or a tool to be able to use to take the mind beyond its everyday, habitual, negative, judgmental type of thinking. It's a way to kind of reroute and to reprogram the mind, and you can use a word or a phrase. Um, with mantras, I prefer the Sanskrit just because with English, you may get a vision or a memory or a story kind of wrapped up in the English terminology. So, what I would like for us to use for today's mantra with our gentle flow is so hum, so hum. And if you requested my meditation for this week, this was what our meditation was based on as well. So is something that you can invite in on the inhalation. Excuse me. Phew, felt that coming. And home is what you can recite or internally say, or even audibly if you want to say it out loud with your exhalation. So hum, so hum. You can even begin that mantra with Om, like Om, so hum. There is a beautiful, beautiful chanting, musical production, I guess, album, if you want to look it up, by Meditative Mind. And it's the choir version of Om So Hum. I play it a lot in classes, and usually someone will pipe up and say, "Who was that? I want to know who it is." So there you go. Let's go ahead and meet on the mat. I would advise you to have, you know what? Let's go ahead and have 2 blocks available. I was going to suggest one, but go ahead and have 2. Well, since you have to, let's go ahead and start in a restorative position. Let's start with a restorative fish. Have the first block on its tall height, 1 block on the medium height. So it kind of has about that much space in between. That first block will line up right up underneath your rib cage. Oh, that feels good. And the tall one will go underneath the occiput of the base of the skull. If it's not in the right place or if it doesn't feel good, get up and, change the arrangement a little bit. Because this is meant to be a restorative pose, it should be available for you to calm and relax the mind and the body. Knowing that the mind is hard to control already, especially if the body's not comfortable. So try to resolve any agitations physically. Notice the cavity of the chest getting more uplifted. Perhaps surfing the wave of the breath and noticing how the heart feels more buoyant with each one that you take. If you haven't been paying attention, then just close your eyes and do so now. Expanding on the inhalation. Maintaining that space, but letting go on the exhalation. The hands can spin open. The heels can ground down. Maybe consider what you can free up from your heart. If you can create more freedom here with your breath, if you let any restrictions go, from the devotion of your heart, bringing in the mantra, so hum, so hum, so hum. Oftentimes this translates to a simple I am. Other times it translates to I am spirit. Maybe recognizing we are spiritual beings having the human experience. Maybe recognizing that true reality is non-dualistic. That our soul is not separate even from source. So hum. So hum. And maybe a reminder that we are more than just this physical shell, a body of flesh and bones. We are so much more than just the thoughts or the visions in our head, more than the intellect of our minds. So hum. So hum. I am spirit. On your next inhalation, bring your hands to press palms down and gently begin to come up and away from those props. Take them from behind your back, set them towards the top of your mat, swing the legs behind you, and join me in kind of a tabletop position. Well, go ahead and create tabletop position. And inhale, roll open into cow tilt. Line your shins and ankles up to be parallel, toes pointed to the back side of the mat, fingertips pointed to the front, and lift to the crown of the head. On your next exhalation, start to drop the tailbone down, scoop in through the abdomen, and bow your head, tucking the chin towards the chest. And then start to roll. Inhale to cow tilt. Exhale to cat stretch. Inhale to cow tilt. Exhale to cat stretch. Do 3 more on your own.
Hold your cat stretch, but continue to breathe. Suction that belly all the way in and up. Hide that heart away as fast as you can. Break through the tension held behind it. Bow your head as if you're diving into the cave of your chest to find any hidden treasure. Om So Hum. Now slowly begin to back away from that position. Line up in standing Vajrasana, reaching the arms up to frame the face, palms turn to face one another. As we exhale, we're going to wrap the hands behind us. Hold your right wrist, lower over your lap, and turn to your right temple. We're going to flow. Inhale, rising to standing Vajrasana. Keep the chin parallel to the earth. Gaze straight ahead with your eyes. Exhale, swim the hands behind you. Clasp your left wrist and lower to the left temple. Continue. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, taking it down to the right. Use your breath. Concern yourself more with mastering the breath over the physical mechanic or transition of these poses. That way, as you're breathing in, you can even think so. As you breathe out, hum. So, hum. One more to each side. Inhale to standing Vajrasana. Exhale, take your left arm down, right arm skyward and curve to that left side. Inhale, build up to the top, standing Vajrasana. Exhale, lower the right arm down and curve to the right. Continue with so as you breathe in, hum as you breathe out. So, hum. So, hum. So, hum. Inhaling up. Exhale, hands come down to the heart, Anjali Mudra. From here, we're going to go ahead and take the hands back down to the sticky mat, returning to our hands and knees to tabletop position. We're going to walk the arms out in front of us and lower the ears to track inside the arms. We're going to continue to hug the belly in, lifting through the pit of the arms, creating puppy pose. But as we exhale, you can go ahead and try this with me. We're going to sink down into the shoulders, drop low through the heart, and hover the chin. Anahatasana. Inhale, look down as you lift. Exhale, breathe out. Melting heart. In to so. Out to hum. So, Hum. Stay low to the ground, but start to shift your head and your hips forward and lower to the belly. Lengthen your leg bones back and create Sphinx pose. Keep the legs shooting back, toes pointed back and glued down to the floor. Make sure the kneecaps are lifting. Your glutes are contracting. Close your eyes, and as you breathe, repeat the mantra. So, hum. So, hum. I am spirit. I am. One last breath. Good. Exhale. Go ahead and bring the face down. Slide your hands back up underneath your shoulders. Push up to all fours. Exhale back to extended child's pose. Inhale, rock up to upward facing dog. The hips stay lifted here. And as we exhale, we press back to extended child's pose again. Inhaling, so. Exhaling, hum. So, hum. Now pause and extended child's pose. Take one more breath. When you're ready, inhale, rock up hands and knees. Exhale to downward facing dog. When you come into downward facing dog, press into the mounds of the hands. Really reach high through your sits bones. And we're going to walk the dog here, bending one knee at a time. When you bend your left knee and straighten your right leg, that'll be the inhale, so. And then when you swap sides, straightening the left, bending the right knee, hum. Continue, walk it out. So, other side, hum. So, hum. Now travel the feet forward towards the top of the mat. When you arrive close to your blocks, go ahead and release down. Nodding your head yes or no. Inhale halfway up. Exhale, release it down. Inhale halfway up. Exhale, take it down. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, Uttanasana. Twice more using the mantra. Grab those blocks, place them in between, or to the outer edges of the feet, and step your left foot back. And when you step your left foot back, we're gonna hop that left foot over just a tad. We'll ground the back foot. We're not gonna try to be overly ambitious in our warrior one. We're gonna keep it fairly simple. All right, this is more about function over form. But I do want you to really lock in your back heel, really anchor it down into your mat. Same thing with the mound of the front big toe. Try to stabilize that front knee. But then we're going to begin to move, and you can add in the mantra. So, arms lift, leg straightens. Exhale, arms down, knee lunges. Hum. So, hum. Continue. Stay with the front knee bent. Bring the hands to prayer position at the heart. Inhale, splay the arms open. Exhale, hands return to prayer. Inhale, open the arms. Wing them out. Exhale, hands to the heart. We're not back bending today. Keeping it simple. So, hum. Keep your eyes steady. So, hum. Now lean forward. Take a hold of those blocks. When you're ready, step the left foot to the front. Step your right foot back, but not too far back. Don't overdo it. Plant down the right foot. Slowly lift your hands. And then really anchor down your back foot. The front foot. Lining that knee over the ankle. Squaring the hips. And now we'll begin. Inhale, arms up. Left leg straightens. Exhale, the knee lunges. Very similar to warrior one. Inhale up. Exhale, lunge the knee. Now add in the mantra. So, hum. So, hum. Now, keep that front knee bent. Bring the hands to Anjali Mudra. Inhale, wing out the arms. Exhale, hands to prayer. Your choice to be audible or silent with your mantra. Last one. And then we'll lean forward. Take the hands to the block. Step that back foot forward. And then walk the blocks out in front of you. Once you take the blocks out in front of you, you're trying to line the hips over the ankles, and you're attempting to line the wrist up underneath the shoulders. Really extend the vertebrae, shine the heart forward. You may have to be on fingertips if being flat on your palms is too much, and that's okay. We're going to balance on the left foot and carry the right leg back. Even though we're holding it in stillness, you're still breathing, which means you can still use the mantra. Lower the right foot down. Stabilize on both legs. And then when you're ready, shift your weight to the right. Take your left leg up. Power through that back foot. Radiate the heart forward. Balance and breathe. Exhale, land the foot. When you're ready, come all the way up. Inhale, the arms reach up close to the ears. Exhale, we're going to twist to the right. Inhale, face the front. Exhale, rotate around to the left. We're going to add in the mantra. So, hum. So, hum. So, hum. So, hum. So, hum. Come down to Uttanasana this time. When you roll down to Uttanasana, take both feet back to plank. Once you're in plank, so inhale, exhale, the knees bend, and you can challenge yourself by hovering the knees, or you can be more gentle by landing them to the floor, okay? Your choice. So to plank, exhale to hovering knees or tabletop position. Keep your arms strong. Keep your core strong. Last one. And then lower the knees and step your right foot through. Now, if it's difficult to get the foot through, notice if you were to bring your hands underneath or the blocks underneath the hands, it gives you all that additional space to just easily step through. In most cases, just play around with it and see. From here, we're going to inhale, press back. And as we exhale, we re-lunge the knee and sink the hips. So it's just a little rocking sensation back and forth. We're not taking it to half split, but you know, if you're really feeling inspired to take it there, you may. We're bringing the right knee back, stepping the left foot forward, taking that Anjali-asana. Inhale, backing up. Exhale, sinking back in. So, hum. So, hum. Couple more. Bring that left knee back. We're going to lose the blocks, stepping them back to the corners of the mat, plopping the hands down below the shoulders to curl the back toes under and to lift off to downward facing dog. And as you continue to hold downward facing dog, feel free to walk it out. Now hold downward facing dog. When you're ready, begin to step the feet forward towards the top of the mat, hanging out when you arrive in your Uttanasana. Inhale like before, halfway up. So, Exhale, hum, bow out. Continue with those two movements. Inhaling as you uplift and exhale when you release. Now bring the blocks back alongside your feet. Step your left foot back into that low lunge. You're going to turn and plant the left foot down to the floor. Now you're going to maintain your hand on the right block. And as you lunge the right knee, you're going to open that hip and try to attach that knee to the arm. That's going to keep some strong sensation in this front thigh. Now push your left thigh bone back, power down through that foot. And all we're going to do is open up into the twist. So we're basically just using the belly, the chest, and that left arm. When you're ready, inhale, fan the left arm skyward. Exhale, take it down. Into so, out to hum. So, hum. One more. When you bring that hand down to the left block, spin away from the back heel, step that back foot forward, and then launch your right foot back behind. All right, we'll turn and plant the right foot to the floor. And make sure the left knee is pressing towards the left arm. Push back in your right thigh bone, anchor down through the back foot. And when you're ready, into so, out to hum. Entering and exiting side angle. So, hum. 3 more. Last one. Exhale, bring the hand down, spin away from the back heel. We're gonna lose those blocks. Step into plank. And then this time we're gonna sink the knees. Once we sink the knees to the floor, you can choose to keep your back toes tucked or not, doesn't matter. Because when we inhale, we're gonna shift forward, past the wrist a little bit. And as we exhale, we're gonna crouch low like we're gonna kiss the ground. Inhale, push up. Exhale, tip forward and lower. Elbow squeezing towards the side body. 2 more. Just building some upper body strength. And this time, exhale back to extended child's pose. Now slide your hands back, come on up. Swing the legs around. We're gonna work with one of these blocks. Okay, I actually have 2 different brands here for some reason. So I'm gonna use the one that's a little bit lighter. Once you place the brick or the block in between your knees, we're going to press the arms down beside us, rolling the outer arms towards the ground. Press down through the soles of the feet, hold that block in place, and then slowly lift up. Exhale, you're going to lower down. We're going to continue with repetition. Inhale. And exhale. 3 more. Try not to let the block drop to the floor. Now inhale, sway the arms to the sides. And we're going to draw the knees in. And exhale, tiptoe the feet down. Notice what happens with the lumbar area, the low back. A few more. Now feel the low back lengthening, maybe even starting to flatten downward as the knees tuck in. And you'll feel more of that exaggerated curve occurring in the low back. All right, now float the knees, roll them right over the hips. And as you exhale, send the knees across to the left, but not all the way to the floor. All right, bring it up and send it all the way over towards the right. But we're going to continue this. Hold that block between the legs, rolling to center. Now to the other side. But nice and slow. The inhale draws it to center. And then the exhale takes it to one side or the other. This is our last one. After you roll to the right, we'll inhale, bring it back in. We'll remove the block from the knees. And then we'll just give a little light squeeze here. And then we're going to move the legs back and forth before Shavasana. So as you inhale, straighten out the right leg. As you exhale, swap sides. Inhale, right leg straight, left knee in. Exhale, right knee in, left leg out. One more to each side. Just keep your head stationed on the floor. Keep it gentle. Now, one thing I would suggest that might be, nice and yummy for today's practice is taking these blocks under the knees for Supta Baddha Konasana. Feel free to cover with a blanket or grab a toss pillow for underhead. We'll give you time to settle in. You can always add or delete props. So I read somewhere years ago, in the early stages of my yoga journey, that the corpse pose, which is what's normally practiced for Shavasana, was meant to be a meditation upon death. And not in the morbid sense, but in a way where you're doing so much internal investigative work that you discover that, yes, there is something infinite inside of me. It's not the body, because the body decays and turns back to dust. It's not the mind, because people can be brilliant and wise, but then they can lose their mind either through dementia or, other means. So it's the recognition and the realization that we're so much more. And this is perfect to consider with this mantra. So hum, I am, or I am spirit. Recite that mantra as you rest and breathe. On your next inhalation, go ahead and begin to flutter the knees upward. Maybe slide or take one of the blocks away so that you can roll over to that side and come on up to take a seat. You can also sit on one of those blocks or blanket, bolster, or pillow. Sitting attentively, gazing towards the mind's eye. Let's have a moment of stillness and silence together. But remembering that passage, be still and know that I am. So hum. So hum. Join your hands to prayer position at the heart. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. May we all walk away from this practice being more free and at peace in our bodies, in our hearts, and in our minds. Namaste.